Caleb, after all you've gone through in the last couple of games, CJ throws you the ball at the end, you can watch the last 6 seconds dribble off the clock. What did that feel like to have the ball there and watch the game and having played the way you did?
It's been tough stretch of games, having scored a lot. It just felt good to let the ball go in the rim and my teammates finding me. It felt real good.
Did you sort of think about all of that as those final seconds ticked off?
Yeah, a little bit.
What was that feeling like to have that moment?
Just relief, but we got to get back to the next game. We still got a lot of the season left and a lot of things to accomplish.
I guess this is a question for both of you, but I mean, one of the key things going into the season was kind of your leadership, Caleb, and then CJ, you guys were going to be the leaders for this team. Is this kind of, after this performance against Rutgers, kind of the ideal, what you guys wanted it to be this season, and how can this kind of move forward as kind of setting the tone for future games?
I don't think the leadership just has to come from myself and Caleb. We got a lot of guys that do a lot of different things in the leadership-wise, so we just all bring something different to the table. As you saw, we had a lot of contributions tonight, and we're going to need that for the rest of the season.
But you felt like, you guys came into the season kind of maybe as could be faces of this team. Do you feel like this could be kind of setting the table for what this next stretch of games could be? Like how important your guys' roles could continue to be moving forward?
I guess you could say that. Like I said, it's kind of not just on us. We're a team, so we don't look at if he has a bad performance, I have a bad performance. We still have to look at other guys, and they have to pick us up like we have to pick them up. It kind of falls on everyone. I guess being an older guy, you kind of looked at to lead a little bit more because we've been through the Big Ten grind, and Caleb's been through it too. So I guess you could say just giving the young guys some experience and just telling them how it's going to be. It's going to be a rough time. We had a rough January, but all we can do is look to February.
Caleb, we haven't had a chance to talk to you in quite a bit. I'm just wondering, I know you touched on it, but what's the last month been like for you? Is not even just with your scoring, but the foul issues. It seemed like you got a little emotional a couple points in some of the games. Just how have you sort of managed the emotions of the way games have gone for you the last month?
It's been rough, but I just had to calm myself down. Control what I can control. I'm a competitor, so when things happen, I have to be taken off the floor. I get emotional. I really want to be out there with my guys. So when stuff like that happens, I just have to take a step back. I talk to coach and everything. He was telling me control what I can control, just play as hard as I can when I get out there.
Have you had a stretch like that before at any point in your career playing basketball?
I've never been the one to stay out of foul trouble. I've always been bigger than everybody, more physical. So I just always been in foul trouble. But just stuff like that, sometimes, you think it's Big Ten basketball and you think, oh, I'm getting horrible calls and everything like that. But, you just got to take a step back, see what the refs are seeing. You got to watch a lot of film.
Did you think you did anything differently today, staying out of foul trouble but still having a presence defensively? That I think you only finished with 2 fouls, both kind of late. Were you doing anything differently?
Yeah, I was trying to show my hands more. Sometimes I get in hand fights, but just had to watch more film, work on technique all through the week.
Caleb, how were you shooting in pregame today?
I was shooting pretty well.
Did you feel good? Is there usually a correlation between shooting well in pregame and shooting well in the game, or does it?
I usually before the whole team comes out, I usually get a couple shots in with my skills coach. So, just doing that, I feel like that helps a lot. Get a couple more extra shots before the game.
And then when the shots are going in during the game, does that just build your confidence? Do you feel like everything's going to go in?
Yes, sir, of course. We see the ball going in the easy ways, layups, teammates finding you easy layups, and that gives you confidence.
CJ, Ohio State did not have a turnover until almost 2 minutes in the second half. What was the deal today? What was the difference?
We've been preaching in practice turnovers. Last couple games, we've been shooting ourselves in the foot and just having a lot of turnovers. I think last game we had 19. So when you play against teams like in the Big Ten that are just physical, defensively hard to score on, and then you turn the ball over, you'll be in for long nights. So in practice, we just practice every day, just work on our turnovers. We have to do a little extra conditioning before turning the ball over. So I think that helped translate to the.
And it was pretty obvious if you're watching the game. You pretty much took a major hand in that second half. with regard to where the ball was going when you put your shot up. Could you just talk about your second half?
Yeah, we just wanted to stay aggressive. We wanted to come out and finish the 40 minutes that we always talk about. So I like to be a little bit more aggressive in the second half than in the first half. And my teammates found me in great positions like Keyshawn and Kaleb. They screened well, so I'll credit it to my teammates.
You guys obviously struggled the first time you played against this team. What was so different tonight that you were able to defeat Rutgers as opposed to the last game?
In practice, we just preach physicality and how much of a grind it's going to be. They have a lot of size on the other end, so second chance points was a problem for us today. But I feel like we kept going at it, we kept the grind going.
Did you think there was a much different approach than the first time you guys played them after seeing how they were the first game?
I don't think we approached the game any differently. You know, we always go into every game thinking that it's going to be a 40-minute grind, but I feel like we just took it to heart a little bit today.
You scored 17 of the team's first 20 points. Were you aware that things had gotten that one-sided, I guess, in a good way for you? And really, you guys were up 20 to 10. I mean, I don't know, what was your thought, I guess, when you make your first 6 shots and everything's going in?
I really didn't know. I really pay attention.
Just playing.
Yeah, I was just playing. You know, you just get lost in the game.
And in that stretch, I think it was Luca threw it to you for a 3. Your brother drove into the lane, threw it back to you for a 3, and then Arns threw it to you on the baseline. And you hit like a 14-footer on the baseline. Just during that stretch, it was about a 2-minute stretch. Was just the rim just a mile wide, or what are you thinking? I guess at that point, when you're hitting one after another.
Yeah, when my teammates were finding me, like you said, you know, just hitting open shots when I get the chance.
Kaleb, what have your conversations with Chris Holtman been like over this past month?
It's really been mostly just, like I said, things I can control. You know, trying to stay less emotional about the bad calls or the calls that I'm getting. It hasn't really been anything on the court. You know, just showing my hands, technique, stuff like that.
And then I remember after the Michigan State game, you said that you thought you were on Michigan State's level and you guys should have beat them. And then after that, the rest of the month doesn't go the way that you want it to. How difficult was that for you? Because I know that you weren't playing the way that you wanted to, but also the team wasn't either. And you said that you thought that you guys were on Michigan State's level.
Yeah, to this day, I still feel the same. You know, we just have a lot of mishaps. We have things, like I said, you know, we have to control the things we control. You know, over the last month, we turned the ball over a lot. And that's just easy things that we can correct right now. So to this day, I still think we're on the same level as them, that we can beat pretty much anybody in the country. But yeah.
Kaleb, do you ever enter a game anticipating or expecting that you'll take 4 3-pointers?
No, I just get open shots where I can get them, teammates behind me.
And the play down low today seemed physical but very respectful. Like Rutgers would foul you and pat you on the back of the head. Is that typical? But how respectful that seemed to be from an outsider's perspective?
I mean, yeah, I mean, you never intend. I don't think anybody goes on the court that intends to hurt people. So I mean, if somebody gets hit in the head, I mean, they're gonna pick them up. Oh, my bad. Like, you okay?
The first possession of the game, Gio drives and you take the charge. I was thinking that could have easily gone a different way and maybe the game unfolds differently. What were you thinking when you saw him coming at you, and how relieved were you when that was called a charge and not a block?
I mean, I come from high school where we take charges the whole game. It don't matter first possession, last possession. So I just was playing basketball.
But were you worried at all, given the struggles you've had recently, that like a bang play like that could go the other way right off the bat?
No, you know, I try to play as hard as I can every time I step on the floor. So I feel like that was a great play at the time.
CJ, what does it feel like when a guy has a start like Kaleb did? I mean, when he's scoring the way he is and you guys are finding him, getting him in good positions, what does that do for the team as a whole when someone puts you under stress?
Yeah, it just honestly makes our job a lot easier because they have to guard, you know, one of the toughest players in the Big Ten in the post. And so when you have to do that, that kind of gets guys like Luther open shots, and he's knocking down his shots today. So when he's going like that, you just want him to keep going and don't stop until the end of the game. And it's fun watching, you know, your teammate kind of have one of those type of nights.
For either one of you, does it feel like this is the most complete game you guys have played since Big Ten play started?
First half to second half, I feel like we played solid today. I mean, we definitely had times with mishaps and things we corrected. Today was pretty good day.
In comparison to how you guys played against Michigan, what do you think was the biggest turnaround in between those two games, or biggest difference between the two?
Probably just the turnovers, not really beating ourselves, just being solid on defense. Didn't have too many mishaps tonight. Everybody was kind of pretty connected at times. You know, when you play against good teams like that, a few turnovers here and there would they'll kind of end up beating you in the end.
Last one over there, Bill.
Caleb, do you find it particularly difficult to calm yourself with that game? Are you like a naturally calm guy, and the last couple of games have just been out of the ordinary, or is it, does it take a lot of effort for you to sort of bring that down a little bit so that you have the kind of game you had today?
No, I'm not a calm guy. I talk a lot. Like I said, I'm a competitor, and when things happen, my first reaction is to react. But I just have to stay mellow. The refs see that, they get a little antsy, so I just gotta stay down.
But I know it's going back again, but when the technical situation happened against Michigan, I know you ended up getting one, but it seemed like you could have done a little more than you actually did. Like that particular moment to show a little bit of restraint, like how hard was that for you?
It wasn't really hard. I had to recognize the situation. It was time. We could still win the game, and for me to do something extra or cost my team, for me to have to sit down the whole game, that would have hurt us even worse.
Thanks, guys.